Alright folks, let's talk about privacy. You know that thing you thought you had until you realized your phone knows more about your daily routine than your own mother. Privacy is basically your right to keep your personal information to yourself. It's like wearing pants. Sure, you could go without them, but do you really want everyone seeing your business? Now, data protection is privacy's bodyguard. It's all the measures taken to keep your personal information safe from prying eyes. Whether it's nosy neighbors, greedy corporations, or that weird guy who always seems to be lurking near the dumpsters. Think of it as a digital fortress around your personal stuff, complete with moats, dragons, and maybe a few strategically placed Lego bricks for good measure. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive deep into the wild world of privacy and data protection. Listen up, people. Privacy isn't just some fancy concept for paranoid conspiracy theorists or celebrities trying to hide their latest botched plastic surgery. It's something that affects every single one of us, whether we realize it or not. Think about it. Would you be comfortable with a stranger rifling through your underwear drawer? No? Well, that's basically what's happening with your personal data every day on the internet. Privacy is fundamental to our freedom and autonomy. It's what allows us to think, act, and express ourselves without constant fear of judgment or repercussion. Imagine if every thought you had, every website you visited, every embarrassing dance move you practiced in front of the mirror was broadcast to the world. You'd probably turn into a nervous wreck faster than you can say incognito mode. Privacy is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships, both personal and professional. It allows us to set boundaries, to have spaces where we can be vulnerable, and to control our public image. Without privacy, we'd be living in a world where your boss knows about your secret obsession with cat videos, your ex can track your every move, and your grandmother can see those spring break photos you thought were safely hidden on your phone. Moreover, privacy is essential for democracy and social progress. It allows us to challenge the status quo, to speak truth to power, and to advocate for change without fear of retribution. So yes, privacy matters. It's not just about keeping secrets, it's about preserving our dignity, our freedom, and our humanity in an increasingly connected world. Alright folks, it's time to put on your tinfoil hats. Not because we're crazy, but because the ways companies and governments are collecting our data are enough to make even the most level-headed person a bit paranoid. Remember that time you casually mentioned wanting a new pair of shoes to your friend and suddenly your Facebook feed was flooded with ads for loafers? That wasn't a coincidence, my friend. That was data collection in action. Let's start with the obvious: social media. Every like, share, comment, and even the posts you linger on are meticulously recorded and analyzed. Facebook probably knows you better than your own mother at this point. Your smartphone is basically a personal spy in your pocket. It tracks your location, monitors your app usage, and even listens to your conversations. Hello Siri and Google Assistant. And don't even get me started on those free apps you download. They're not free. You're paying with your personal data. Ever wonder why websites ask you to accept cookies? No, they're not offering you delicious baked goods. These digital cookies track your online behavior, building a profile of your interests and habits. The point is, in today's world, data collection is as ubiquitous as bad Wi-Fi in coffee shops. When good data goes bad. Now that we've established that your data is being collected more aggressively than lint on a black sweater, let's talk about why this might be a problem. It's not just about the sheer volume of data being collected, but also about how it's being used and who has access to it. You might be thinking, so what if companies know I like cat videos and have a weakness for late-night online shopping? What's the worst that could happen? Well, the implications go far beyond targeted ads and personalized shopping experiences. Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to take a ride on the things that can go horribly wrong express. The misuse of your data can lead to a cascade of negative consequences that you might not have even considered. First off, let's talk about data breaches. These are incidents where unauthorized individuals gain access to your personal information, often with malicious intent. These are like digital panty raids, except instead of your underwear, hackers are stealing your personal information, and the repercussions can be far-reaching and devastating. And trust me, having your credit card details or social security number floating around the dark web is a lot worse than someone seeing your granny panties. Once your information is out there, it can be sold and resold, leading to a never-ending cycle of fraud and identity theft. These breaches happen alarmingly often, and they can lead to identity theft, financial fraud, and a whole lot of headaches that even the strongest aspirin can't fix. The emotional and financial toll can be overwhelming. But it's not just about hackers. Sometimes the companies themselves misuse your data. They might not have malicious intent, but the consequences can still be harmful. Your data can be used to manipulate your opinions, influence your voting behavior, or discriminate against you. This can affect your opportunities and access to services in ways you might not even realize. Imagine being denied a job or a loan because an algorithm decided you're not trustworthy based on your social media activity. These algorithms can be biased and flawed, leading to unfair treatment and missed opportunities. The point is, when it comes to your personal data, the potential for misuse is higher than the calorie count in a Cheesecake Factory menu. It's crucial to be aware of these risks and take steps to protect your information. Big Brother's watching, and he's not the only one. Alright folks, it's time to talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the Big Brother in your smartphone. Yes, that little device you carry everywhere is a goldmine of information, and not just for corporations. We've already established that companies are collecting your data faster than a squirrel hoarding nuts for winter. But let's not forget about our dear old friend, the government. They're not just sitting idly by, they're actively gathering data too. Now I'm not saying we should all don our tinfoil hats and start communicating via carrier pigeon, but a healthy dose of skepticism never hurt anyone. It's important to be aware of who might be watching and why. Governments around the world have been ramping up their surveillance game faster than you can say Orwellian nightmare. They're investing in new technologies and expanding their reach in ways that would make George Orwell shudder. Remember Edward Snowden, the guy who blew the whistle on the NSA's mass surveillance programs? Well, that was just the tip of the iceberg. His revelations opened our eyes to the extent of government surveillance. From the UK's Investigatory Powers Act, affectionately known as the Snoopers Charter, to China's Great Firewall, governments are increasingly interested in what their citizens are up to online. These laws give them unprecedented access to our digital lives, but it's not just about reading your emails or tracking your web browsing. The scope of surveillance extends far beyond that. With the rise of smart cities, facial recognition technology, and AI-powered surveillance systems, the potential for government overreach is higher than the stack of unread terms and conditions you've agreed to over the years. These technologies can track your movements and even predict your behavior. Imagine a world where your every move is tracked, your every purchase analyzed, and your every conversation potentially monitored. It's not just a possibility, it's becoming a reality in many places. Sounds like a dystopian sci-fi novel, right? Well, in some parts of the world, it's already a reality. Countries are implementing these technologies at an alarming rate. The point is, government surveillance, while sometimes necessary for national security, needs to be balanced with robust privacy protections and oversight. Without these safeguards, the potential for abuse is enormous. Otherwise, we might find ourselves sleepwalking into a surveillance state faster than you can say, Alexa, how do I start a revolution? It's crucial to stay informed and advocate for our privacy rights before it's too late. Protect yourself. Digital Self-Defense 101. Alright digital warriors, it's time to arm yourselves against the data-hungry hordes. Now I know what you're thinking, but John, I'm not a tech genius. I can barely figure out how to change my Facebook profile picture. Fear not, my technologically challenged friends. You don't need to be a hacker extraordinaire to protect your digital privacy. You just need to be smarter than the average bear. Or in this case, the average data collector. First things first, update your software. I know, those pesky update notifications are more annoying than a mosquito at a nudist colony. But here's the thing. Software updates often include security patches that protect you from the latest threats. So the next time your phone asks if you want to update, don't just hit remind me later for the 47th time. Take the plunge and update. Think of it as a vaccine for your digital devices. Next up, passwords. I hate to break it to you, but password 123 just isn't going to cut it anymore. Your password should be longer than a CVS receipt and more complex than the plot of Inception. Password perfection, your first line of defense. Listen up, folks, because we're about to embark on a thrilling journey into the world of passwords. I know, you'd rather watch paint dry or listen to your great Aunt Ethel's detailed account of her latest bunion removal. But trust me, this is important stuff. Your password is like the front door to your digital house. And right now, most of you have the equivalent of a beaded curtain protecting your online life. Let's start with the basics. Your password should not be password 123456 or your pet's name. It shouldn't be your birthday, your kid's name, or let me in. If I can guess your password in under 30 seconds, so can any half-decent hacker with a computer and an energy drink. Your password should be a random assortment of letters, numbers, and symbols that looks like your cat tap-danced across your keyboard after consuming a gallon of espresso. The point is, with a little effort and the right tools, you can make your digital life more secure than Fort Knox.